Hello everyone, what's up everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for clicking into this YouTube channel, Shua Chagwira 254. My name is Shua Chagwira, born in Kenya, currently living in Nairobi and working within the airport area. I want to thank you so much for the support that you are giving unto me in my live streams mostly, and even to the video that I do upload when I get time. What are the requirements you need for you to be able to work within the airport areas? A lot of activities at the airport to ensure that the facilitation and movement of goods and people, it's moved on time, and also people are having their flights on time, and everything is being taken seriously considering the mode of transport as it is. The airport needs a lot of manpower. A lot of people are being employed here. We have different sectors or different categories of people who are employed. We have these people who are helping in customer care. We have them that help in booking the flight when you are boarding the aeroplane. We have the workers who take bags, those one who are transporting the bag to the aeroplane, so that for them for transportation. We have them that provide food. We have them that offload the aeroplanes. We have them that also ensure that the aeroplane has everything that is needed on time. The aeroplane also needs food that you will use in the flight while you are flying. It also has landed also. It requires manpower. They remove the waste, the toilets, takataka zote wametumia kwa ndege watoe. At the airport there is a lot of activities that goes on during the day, and also we have to consider the issue of security. So the airport is diverse. If we really want to work at the airport, it's so diverse, and there is a lot of work that you can work within the airport. If you want to work at the airport, you need to have the following requirements. First of all, or most of the places, most of the companies, most of the regulated agents, and even this one who help in offloading and forwarding, if you really want to work in one of the sector, because the airport has a lot of activities. If you really want to work in any activity, maybe customer care, maybe working within the internals, ensuring there is management well taken care of, even under the security, there's a strong security within the environment. You need to have the following. First, you need to have all your certificates. They check the certificate from you have to be learned, and the minimum grade most of the people they're supposed to have, if you are in Kenya, a C minus and above. Whichever the sector you're working in, they want the minimum grade to be C minus and above. Another thing, you need to have a good conduct. You need to have a good conduct, and you need to have other documents that support the sector or the area or the career that you are choosing under IT, whichever. If you want to work on finance, or if you want to work within administration, whichever area you want. If you have been considered so that you may be one of the workers at the airport, you need to go for training, and this training are as follows. We have aviation security training, whereby we have HAFSEC, and they release a certificate. So you need to have an aviation certificate. You need to undergo training, and it's very hectic. You need to ensure you work with the KCAA exam. Most of the time it's called KASOA. You work with that exam, and the pass mark for that exam most of the time is 80 and above. And if you don't get that 80 and above, and that exam is done online within 1 hour, and it has 50 questions, and if you don't get that 80 marks, you have another receipt of examination 3 times. So you need to receipt that exam even 3 times for you to ensure that you have that certificate. You also have to accept also to go and get a KAA pass, Kenya Airport Authority. You need to get that pass that will allow you to move within the airport, because a lot of areas are restricted. For you to work at the airport, you also need to have to go under awareness training, whereby you need to be trained on more about the safety and management of transportation of goods and people, to learn more about dangerous goods that they are prohibited, that are not supposed to be found within the airport or travel with the passengers or even with the cargos. You need also to go for those training to ensure that where you are aware, you get the awareness to know what is really needed at the airport and what is not needed at the airport, or even the dangerous goods that are not allowed, or the dangerous things that people are not supposed to travel with. Working within the airport also, you need to be flexible. There's a lot of work, there's no time for resting. It depends with the sector also that you are working. Maybe you can work today the whole day, and after 2 days you can rest, and you can also work depending on you can work or 3 consecutive nights, or you rest 2 days, then you work 2 consecutive days, or the roster of the work continues rotating as you go. You work in the night, you work in the days. Either you come to work at 11 a.m. and you leave in the midnight after the passengers have left or the cargo flights have left. We have different categories of people on how they come to work. Others, they arrive early in the morning and they leave by 6, they're at the job, and by 6 in the evening they're also leaving. Others, they come 8 a.m., they leave at 4 p.m. It just depends with wherever the sector you're working with the work. So you need to be flexible. So you need to have an aviation certificate. That one is just a certificate that allows you to work within the airport, and that certificate goes for 2 years. It is done at one place at KCAA. You need to have a permit. So for you to work at the airport, you need a KCAA certificate, and that one is an exam that is done online. And that exam, after you're done, you get the result immediately after you have submitted your work. And it's very tricky. It's not easy for us to pass, but we really try. You also need a KAA pass. That is always 1 year. After 1 year, it gets renewed. After 1 year, you go for awareness. You redo the learning again to update what it's supposed to be updated. And even KCA, after 2 years, that certificate expires. You need to do again exam. You start again a fresh learning and redoing that exam once again. You also need the working pass, the work for the company that you are working, and that pass should state the area you are working, wherever you are going, or wherever you work, and the company you work with. So for you also to work at the airport, be ready to wear uniforms, and also be ready to have a reflector all times. So that's those ones. There's no I won't or I will not. That one you really have to have them. So you really have to wear uniform, and you just have to wear reflector. Then another thing that is very much that most of us may not like, it's like that work is almost daily, because those flights, the aeroplanes, they come and go daily. There's no day they rest. The flights goes on daily, unless it depends with the airlines. But most of the airlines, even now, it's in Christmas and I'm at work, and I can see a lot of aeroplanes arriving and leaving. Others are leaving. I can see people, the workers, the operators, offloading and reloading the aeroplanes, and I can see others dealing with removing what after the aeroplane has arrived. I can see people, the workers removing the dirt from the aeroplanes and throwing them. I can see there's a lot of activities going on. So work, it's always very, very, there's a lot of movement. There's always a motion within the airport. So working at the airport, it's just as easy, but it needs you to be ready to always adjust and readjust everything that is always needed.